What up, people? What up? Happy middle of the week. It's Wednesday. It's hump day for some. We're about to get Jay Burton on. We're about to get Discreet the Alien. Jay, I see you, bro. I'm bringing you on. I got you. And Discreet is about to join us as well. All right, I hit that button, Jay. That invite should be coming. Sit tight, bro. But while we're at it, it's free Jay Burton Wednesday. Free Prentice Banks. Free Monster Yo. Man, there's so much y'all don't know, man. So much y'all don't know. Jay, what's good? What's good? Can you hear me
How you
okay?
doing? Yeah, I can hear you good. How you doing, bro?
I'm well, man. I'm well. I appreciate you asking. How you doing this evening?
I'm blessed. I'm just sitting here trying to fight this rain, get this stuff up off me so I can move on to the next phase of my life.
I can
Al-
appreciate that, man.
Although it's been a very long time, been
36 years?
36 years.
Man, that is a long
36
time. And
since
and
89.
that is a long time, man. And for those of y'all that are checking in, whether you're watching this live with us, and Discreet's just getting home from work, so he's going to tap in from the United Kingdom here in a hot minute. I just talked to him. We're talking with Jay Burton. As you can see right there, it'll say "We Outside Livecast" with Jay Burton. His handle, as you can see, I want to say this real quick, respectfully. Jay, freedom for Jay Burton, because he just mentioned something. 36 years. I'll say it like this: he's been held hostage on some bullshit. Like if you read the facts, you know what's going on. Man, there's a lot of things outside of our control, right? But quiet real quick because what up, Maya the Bee? Welcome, welcome, welcome. About to have a dope conversation. King Miz made it. What up, what up, what up? We got Jay Burton out here tonight. It's all love. But Jay, one thing that we always like to do after giving a little bit of a quick introduction to who our special guest is for the conversation, we like to turn it over to you respectfully and just let the people outside know whether they're tapping in with us live right now. We are live right now. This will get replayed on Facebook. This is going to go up on our YouTube channel as well permanently. It's at We Outside Live Podcast. Go subscribe. There's a lot of dope shit up there right now. We got X-Rated popping out on Saturday, Little Six from Sacramento on Sunday. We're about authentic conversation. And Jay, we're gonna hand it over to you, bro. Who are you, and let the people know what you're about, sir.
Yeah, first of all, salutes to all y'all out there that's tuning in, that's tapping in to come see your boy hashtag Free J Bird do my thing like I always do. Many of my followers, you basically know my story, but I'm here to basically to rehash my story again for the people that don't know. I've been incarcerated for the past. First of all, they call me hashtag Free J Burton. That's my name that I use in the social media because it makes sense and has everything to do with my struggle. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I've been incarcerated since I was 16 years old. Matter of fact, my anniversary, I hate to call it my anniversary, but I was on the street was July 18th, 1989. How you doing, the street?
Cool, man. I don't want to stop you. Keep going, man.
I keep moving around because I'm trying to find a place that I can put this phone because the lighting is all messed up. So
Yeah.
the anniversary, 36 years of me being incarcerated, started July 18th, 1989. Was my last day on the street. I was 16 years old. I'll be 53 in a few months. So that's value within itself. I'm from California. Salutes to my boy Joseph P. Langdon, Maya. I see all y'all. Then my people right there. My
Yeah, we
girl. That's
got Joseph P. Langdon in the comments as well. Kingsman,
right there.
yeah,
That's
man.
that.
Let's go.
So, like I said, I've been down for the past 36 years since I was 16 years old. I'm from Los Angeles, California. back in the early 80s, a big thing came up with this gang stuff. This gang stuff started getting out of control. It was a whole bunch of drive-by shooting, murders, and people getting shot, people and all kind of stuff. Eventually, I ended up getting caught up in some stuff like that. Not me personally, but I got caught up in a conviction that deals with that type of crime. Basically, I got caught up in some stuff with the police. They know who did it. Well, let's put it this way. I'm riding the case. I've been riding the case all these years. They said my fingerprints on the gun. I've been trying to get this fingerprint for 35 years. And hold on, people at my door.
No, you're good. You're good.
That's crazy. Crazy story so
You
far,
know, while we're
Yeah.
waiting, there it goes. Here it goes back. Go ahead.
I guess they were doing counts. So here's the thing. I think they were doing count. They were doing something. So here's the thing. So, all right, they said my fingerprint was on the gun. Actually, they built a case around some informants that was they was locked up and they was trying to get themselves out of jail or something. And I guess they tossed my name and a few other people's names up in these stories. Eventually, I was arrested for a burglary. I was hanging out with some of my homeboys, and I was like, "They watch out, man, on this burglary."
Yeah.
And it was in broad daylight too, so burglarizing a car. And at this time, I was into selling drugs at the time. I really didn't need the stuff. It was my homies, and they asked me to be there with them. So at the time, as we walking off with the stuff they took out the car, the police happened to be driving up the street. And as the police driving up the street, my homeboys, they dropped all the stuff right in front of the police car. So they dropped everything. It's bad because we already in a rival territory. We only supposed to be on the side. So we're in a gang neighborhood. So I'm like, I can't run back this way because I run back this way, I'm running right into my rival's hands. Or the police car's right here, so I can't run right here. So I turn around, start walking, and the police jumped out the car. They trying to figure out what's going on, and they get me. Like, who is them guys? What they doing? And then the people whose car was being robbed, they coming down the street, burglarized. They coming down the street like him. They said it's me. So they arrested me on the spot right there. And they was asking, who was them guys? I said, look, I don't know who these guys was. I'm on the wrong side of the tracks. Them dudes was trying to get me. So that's why I went to the juvenile facility for a burglary. A couple of months later, they bound me over to adult court, said I was being charged with murder.
Damn.
Right. And I never saw the streets again. That was July 18, 1980.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's been that long.
You know what?
That's crazy. You didn't even mention the murder.
And you know what?
Yeah, sorry.
You want to? No. You're okay. And I'm not even trying to cut you off, but this needs to be said. You're shocked at that, right? You're shocked at that, right? I'm not.
Where did anybody get killed? I thought it was drugs.
And some people, and a good amount of people watching this right now, and a good amount of people that will see this after the fact, sadly, are not going to be shocked by that. You know what?
I mean, from the UK, it's different. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of people think politics is just Democrats and the Republicans. Man, and Jay, unfortunately, because it's so much deeper than just that. Like, there's quotas, right? There's handshake deals.
Right.
People, sadly, like Jay, catch a bullshit deal like this because there's, for so many reasons. Like, honestly, we have a limited amount of time, Jay. We're going to have to talk offline after this because we could probably start a series in and of itself, right? But I would literally say all those things, but in the interest of time, I say those things to say this. I know someone very similar in your situation and scenario, Jay. And I don't want to say too much out of respect for my brother. But he was, back in the day, said at a very young age, like not even teenager age, okay? Not even a teenager age, to have offed both of his parents and attempted to do so to his brother and sister who were both older than him. Now, this is someone who's a pre-teenage that at the time, maybe sopping wet was like 65 pounds. And he got blamed for
Wow.
the unaliving of his two parents with multiple gunshot wounds, like sliced throats,
Hmm.
stabbed his sister. Now, mind you, as well, like 5 minutes per all the investigation, 5 minutes before this, he was said to have just been chilling, playing in the sandbox. And then, literally 5 minutes later, all that happens. But small town, now this happens. He doesn't have anybody. His parents are gone. So what support does he have
Mm.
to fight something like this, right? And you're already in the system as well in this scenario. So it's a lot easier. They already got quote unquote dirt
Can
on you.
I
Now,
know I hate to say this, right? I'm from the UK, but America's fucked up, isn't it, man?
Right, right, right.
Yeah, I don't
You
want to
know,
offend anyone,
right.
but it's just fucked up.
Let me
that part,
explain something.
Joseph
Like,
P. Langdon.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
both of y'all like in the UK.
No, just
No,
me. Just me.
I grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, not too far outside New York City. I stay in
Right.
Kansas City, Missouri right now, and spent like 13 years north of Denver, Colorado.
So
Yeah, I'm from the UK.
so I look, of course, I look at you guys as progressive whites.
Mm.
And what I mean by progressive whites, you the whites that seem to like kind of like to try to understand our story so you can help get the word out. A lot of times
Definitely.
these are the type of people that we be needing to frontline some of our stories, because a lot of times that because I said most people probably wouldn't give a damn that I said it, but when they see one of their brothers, one of their sons, or one of their fathers, detailing our stories, telling it, then they're more likely to listen. Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example what I mean.
Mm.
Kim Kardashian, she was coming to the prison, some of the prisons that I was
Mm-hmm.
actually in. And what she would do, people are like, oh, she's doing this for whatever reason. But I said, it don't matter. I don't care what, if she have a
It's
bad
the
reason or why she's
eyes.
doing
It's
it.
the
Let
eyes.
her utilize her platform, because she has a very big platform.
Yeah.
And she can change the perception of many people, because people looks up to her.
Yeah.
Yep.
People listen.
So,
The
right. So people
influence
don't,
that she does have.
Mm.
right. Right. So yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So a lot of times when they see you guys, mingling with us, they be like, "Wait a minute. Okay, let me pay attention to what's going on over here." So
Mm.
salutes to both of y'all for giving us these platforms so we can tell our stories to people that I might can't reach. So
Thank
I
you.
respect.
No, we appreciate the time as always, because that's what it's about. Like,
Mm.
Discreet and I started this for like anybody, just to get their story out, whatever it is, whether
Yeah.
you're a, you're
It's
you're
progressed, hasn't
a
it? It's
creator,
progressed.
you're a barbershop owner,
Yeah.
you're an engineer, you're a producer, somebody that doesn't
Movie
have that
makers.
typical voice. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, it's really dope to be able to have you on and be able to have your story be told, Jay. Because one thing that I've grown up learning, and I'm 44, right? I've experienced a lot of different things, man. But one thing that I was blessed enough where I grew up, it was a melting pot, like Los Angeles, right? You had any nationality that you could think of, and it was beautiful because I was one of the lucky individuals that got to experience culture, right? And I'm gonna be honest
Right.
with you, like my grandparents, specifically on my father's side, they come over from Europe, Romania, mid '70s. Man, sadly, my grandfather, one of the individuals I've ever met in my life, man. So, like,
Mm.
you talk about like the influence that you have right in that family. Well, it's that good old nature versus nurture type of conversation,
Right.
as well. Like, because yes, a lot of people, do fall susceptible to that. But I say that to say this: that you can think for yourself. You can have the mindset that's going to power you and challenge you as a person. So 36 years, man, because it's one thing, Discreet, that we talked about with Dooney, right? Our brother
Yeah.
OG Dooney, 31 years, he spent as well. And he said,
Bro,
I
I
never
couldn't
spent
do
a day in
36
prison,
days. I,
but
I couldn't.
about the mindset for 31, he said, I never did a day in prison because it was my mindset in those 31 years. So just in general, Jay, 36 years, man, what's your mindset been like? I mean, it obviously, I'm sure it progresses one way or the other, but
Yeah.
generally speaking, like, how do you keep the mindset that gets you through that, bro?
Well, that's the key word. That's a good question. Here's the thing.
Mm.
There's a time that I was not only physically in prison, I was also mentally in prison. So
Mm-hmm.
when you got these forms of imprisonment, constantly fighting and battle against each other, you're gonna find yourself in a more dejected state of mind. You're gonna find yourself more depressed and just suicidal thoughts, all kind of crazy stuff be going, homicidal thoughts, all these thoughts because you are in prison more than once. Now you got the physical imprisonment, then you got the mental imprisonment. So you in constant conflict. You're not balanced. You're unbalanced. And the thing to life, life is about balance. Everything has an opposite side to each other. It's about duality. So if my mind is in prison and my physical is in prison, that means that I'm all the way off.
Yeah.
So I realized a long time ago that I might be spending some years up in here. So I had to figure out, how do I free myself? And that's when I started realizing it starts with the mind. I have to free myself up. I have to find a way to discipline myself enough to realize that I might be here for a minute, but I have to educate myself. I have to see life differently than what I used to see it. Exactly. When I look in the mirror, I have to see, okay, I love myself. I'm no longer angry at the image no more of who I am. I had to start embracing myself, embrace everything about me, and do away with everything that's negative. Like I call it, like in one of my books, I have a couple of books that's published. One of them is called Raw Deals. And DEALS is an acronym. The D is for discipline. So I got a whole section about discipline, about how I utilize my forms of discipline to survive prison. And I tell people, no matter what prison you're in, you could be in this physical prison, a mental prison, you could be in a financial prison. There's many forms of prisons, but you could utilize steps from my Raw Deal book and find yourself freeing yourself out at one of your prisons. So I figured I had to get myself out this mental imprisonment before I could do anything. I see Prentice. Salute to everybody.
What's up, Prentice?
My girl Maya. Who else up there?
There's a few people in there.
Yeah, I can see.
We got Joseph P. Lang. We got Joseph P. Langdon. King Miz.
Yeah,
shout out to King Miz.
Just right. So, King Mizo. That's he's a great rapper out of Canada. Actually, he be all around the world with his stuff. Literally around the world. So salutes to him.
I love it.
Salutes to people in We Nation. So look. I had to find a way to get out of one form of imprisonment because I was in too many prisons. And once I found the way to free myself mentally, I start being a little more. I start being a lot freer than what I used to be. A lot of people, when they talk to me, they would never believe that I've been incarcerated for 36 years. No, because I freed myself. I don't walk around with this hard exterior at all.
No.
Because I have to find a purpose as well once I start freeing myself. Once I found my purpose is that I like to help people.
Yeah. It's being positive, isn't it? Being positive is just helps everything.
Right. It do help. Yeah. And that's why the D in my book is for discipline and the E is for empowerment. You look for people that can empower you. You look for ways to empower you. You look for any type of things that can empower you, not take away, but add to the things that you're doing in life. So I talk about empowerment with the D-E, with empowerment, and I talk about A, about accountability. Once we start realizing that, yeah, we do make mistakes, start being accountable for the things that you've done.
I've had this conversation with my daughter today.
You got to hold yourself accountable for your actions. Because if you don't, you're going to constantly play the blame game and you're going to constantly re-victimize yourself because you keep playing the blame game. So there's many things in life that we have to change. And I talk about the L. The L is for leadership. Because I've been in prison, now I can say because I've been in prison so long, a lot of people, other prisoners have been in prison so long, but they don't have leadership qualities. One thing I learned about being a leader, you have to have tolerance.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know the difference between patience and tolerance? I have little patience, but I have a lot of tolerance. See, that's the balance. Remember, I told you
I was just going to say imbalance. Yes.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
My patience is kind of bad, but my
Right.
tolerance is real good.
Mm.
Because when you
I'm
in
the same.
leadership, yeah, because when you're in leadership position, you got to realize you're dealing with a bunch of different people, whether you're the boss or you're running the country, whatever it is. You're dealing with a bunch of different personalities.
Too true.
So when you're dealing with all these different personalities, there's some that's going to piss you off. There's someone that's going to be cool
Mm-hmm.
with you. There's some that's going to be like up and down, all these things. But you
Mm.
have to know how to tolerate all these different individuals to be a great leader.
Too true.
No, you absolutely, and with that too comes with tolerance. You got to have strength, right? You have to. You know,
Definitely.
you because it's a choice to lose your shit or not. Like same thing with discreet. I was grocery shopping with my daughter earlier, and man, she tested my patience, and I remember that we were going to the bread aisle, man. I looked at her, I was about to lose my shit, but I was like, you can't,
What
bro.
happened to me
Look, there's
today?
cameras, there's people. Calm the fuck down, bro. So I just said,
My daughter,
all right, let's keep it. But it takes strength because it's a choice to do that.
my
Right.
daughter
Everything we
today,
do.
she waited till I got to work and then she started kicking off. And she knows what she's doing.
Man, ain't that the
Well,
truth?
let
Ain't
me
that the
ask you,
truth?
how did you deal with that?
Oh, well, how did I deal with that?
That's
Is
the
that what you
question.
asked?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
How did you deal
What
with
I basically had to do today was ring my family and to attend to her, basically, to calm her down. Because I was now at work and it was like 15 miles away. So,
it?
yeah, my family had to attend to her, let's say, calm her down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Uh, let me show you how I have to deal with it.
Mm.
Say, for instance, I have a cellmate that I just don't get along with, or he don't get along with me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And say, for instance, we on like a 2-3 week lockdown, meaning that we got to be in a cell 24 hours every day.
Mm.
I have to find a way, or he have to find a way to tune me out, or I have to find a way to tune him out. But usually, remember, like one of you guys said, it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Do I make a good decision or do I make a bad decision? The bad decision is when I'm going to react off my emotions.
Mm.
Correct.
Because it's a reaction off your emotions. That means we're making an irrational choice in whatever it is. It may be good at the moment, but in the long run, it's not going to be a good decision that we make.
Mm.
So a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
times,
because you got to play
take
it
that
out
second
long
to
term.
step back. Yeah, that split second just to step back to breathe a little more. It'll give you a little more time to kind
Yeah.
of figure this out.
I mean, in a way, today for me, it was a good job I wasn't there. And people who did deal with it were a lot calmer, and I wouldn't have been calm. So it worked out good today.
Right. See, over here, sometimes the choice you make it can cost you your
Mm.
life.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, my situation was nothing like that. But yeah.
Right.
It is because
Yeah.
it's real. So like,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, finding peace and what most people when they would look at it on the surface, right? And I'm sure, it's not like you've been having fun for 36 years, right?
No.
Um,
No.
but you gotta find peace somewhere, right? And you talked
Yeah.
about kind of your transformation, kind of almost like starting to forgive yourself in a way, right? And I felt that as well because that was me being an alcoholic. I am an alcoholic. I haven't touched alcohol in almost 4 years. But
Right.
I felt that when you said that because you start, that is a transformation where you have to find some kind of peace and forgiveness of yourself. One thing I've kind of like found, at least on this part of the 4 year journey, kind of like elevating to the person that I've become, right, since I've kicked that poison out of my life, is remind myself that I'm worthy, right? Like no matter what I've done in the past, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head for yourself as well. You're worthy. Like whatever happened, didn't happen, at the end of the day, we all as human beings are worthy, and we do that by finding that peace for ourselves and ourselves. And so one thing I gotta make sure that I get this out today. I seen you with a guitar, bro. I seen you
Ah.
with a guitar. I seen
Mhm.
you with a guitar.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so let's talk about it if we can. Let's talk about it. how
Talk about
where'd that come from? What, because a lot of
Yeah.
people find, and again, I speak for myself. I've always been a fan of hip hop ever since I heard Daz Effects. Like at 10 years old in '92, I was like, yo, I want to be a rapper one day, straight up. Like I go back that long with hip hop, right?
Right.
And it first became when I started writing like 4 years ago, therapy,
Right.
because I needed to replace my alcohol consumption with something else. So it started as therapy, and I started finding out so much more. And it started to bridge piece. It started to put pieces of the puzzle that I maybe otherwise wouldn't want to have looked at in the past, right? So,
Right.
do you find anything similar when you find yourself on the guitar, just like anything musically you're doing? Because your music is a passion. Your music is a love language for some. It speaks to people in different ways. So I want to talk about the guitar, bro, and what, if any, piece that you found in that, for your time thus far.
The guitar is actually my partner upstairs. This really is his guitar.
Okay.
I'm about to order me one. So the thing is, the guitar is really therapeutic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the secret is out. I really don't know how to play it. It is looking like I don't know.
Well, you sell it well, bro. I'm gonna tell you. You might have an acting career. You might have an acting career in your near future, bro.
Hey, everybody was like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty good." I'm like, it's funny because because I guess because I find peace with that guitar, and it just make me I don't know. I literally don't. I've never played a guitar.
It looks natural, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
You know
I
what?
ain't just saying that, bro.
My
That
mother
shit
there,
looks
my mother was
natural.
saying, I didn't know you know how to play guitar. I said, I didn't know either.
Do you know something that amazes me right now?
What?
36 years, man, and he's still laughing and smiling and
Yo,
happy. And
like,
that
come
is an
on.
example of what he was saying a minute ago.
You
Right.
know what?
Right.
You're on. It's like Justified said a couple of weeks ago. Discreet. You're either on the good side or the bad side, bro. That's what it comes down to, man. It don't
Yeah.
matter where you are. The darkness is always gonna try to dim the light, man. And that's sadly what's happened, bro. Like
Yeah.
real
Right.
talk. Like let's call it what it is, bro.
Right.
So how do you keep that light shining, bro?
Yeah.
Like what? There's a saying. WIFM, with him. What's in it for me? What's in it for you, bro? What keeps that light going and on for you? That's
throughout the year,
I could imagine that's a fucking challenge, bro. Real talk.
it really is. I think it's the people that I have in my life that go so hard in the paint for me. What I mean by go hard in the paint, like I one of my trying to think of one situation that really started making me realize. Well, I realized some years ago that I'm here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
We all are.
And I started not allowing this to define me. I had to go and figure out how is it that I can make this stuff happen. So what I did, it's the people that I have in my life. My girl, she support me, very supportive. She run to the prison like every other week or sometime every week. But she does that because she wants to do it, not because I forced her to do it. But we make each other, complete. She does a lot for me. And the sacrifices it take to have somebody that leave and get on the freeway, take 3-4 hours to get to a prison, sometimes 7-8 hours to get to a prison, depending on how far you is.
Yep.
That means a lot to me. And then when I got in leadership position years ago, I realized that a lot of people looked up to me. And once you are in that position of leadership and people look up to you, it's kind of hard to let them people down because they look up to you. They look up to you like father figure, big brother figure. Sometimes older than me, they still look up to me, and that's been amazing me today.
Responsibility.
Yeah. So the thing is, I know that people look up to me in a good way, not a bad way, but I know that they look up to me, and I have to walk a different walk than many people because people does look up to me. So I have to be mindful of this and also keep good people in my life. No, everybody on the prison yard is good people, but a lot of them really are. When you get the chance to really know a lot of these guys, they are human.
Yeah.
They are actually human. It's a lot of them that you would never believe that. Wait a minute, you actually are human? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's many of them that are very, very much human. So a lot of people know that I don't go into any kind of communications with them, judging them.
Exactly.
So a lot of times they be willing to, they like to open up to me. And being that a lot of people throughout these prisons, like on these maximum security prisons, everywhere I go, my name is like, it's a good name everywhere I
Yeah.
go. When people hear about me and they run it to me, they already hear good things about me, so they don't mind opening themselves up to me. And I basically open myself back up to them. It's a vulnerable situation because sometimes you got to be careful when you open yourself up to people. But they also know that despite it all, I can go gangster on them as well. But I don't have to go there, people.
Unless
But
you have
being that
to.
they know that, but people, they start knowing your heart. Like, man, you know what? Even though and I initially tried to figure out a way to try to get this dude, I started knowing he's really a good dude. I'm talking about people that really have, faulty
It's not hard to figure out, is it?
huh?
I always find it's not hard to figure out who's good and who's bad. It's not hard to figure out.
It's communication.
I'm gonna say, and the brother on here is life is complex. This brother right here, he does so much for me. He just put together a fundraiser for me. Kind of single did it in LA. He kind of single-handedly did it in LA, man, and he got people all over LA. He got my pictures all over LA, and all kind of people showed up. And that guy right there, man, he's a good dude.
Bless up, yo! Big shout out,
Definitely.
big shout out. Life is complex.
That
and
man
he said it right there.
Single-handedly.
Follow at Freedom. This is Jay's show today. He's at Freedom for Jay Burton because
And
the
my
movement
boy-
is here.
And my boy Joseph P. Lane, did that keep up here?
Yep.
He
Yep.
just
He's
did.
right there. He's still here. Yep, still here.
Yeah, he from Brooklyn. He just did 22.
BK in the building. BK in the
Right.
building.
He just did 22 years. Me and him been friends for 4 years since he been out. It's crazy because some activists wanted to interview two guys that had that they wanted to interview me and him because he published a book, I published a book, and they was like they wanted to bring us together. And he didn't show up for whatever reason. And somehow we started following each other. And I thought he was in prison, so I never really tripped much about it. Wherever I went, eventually we ended up hooking up. 4 years later, we still together. That guy right there, he comes all the way from the East Coast, come to LA anytime, just to go hang out with my family. He's a good brother, man. You should hear his story one time.
We would love to. Joseph, hit us up, bro, because we got to talk. And I also need some Junior's cheesecake sent out to Kansas City, bro. I'll send you some barbecue. You send me some Junior's cheesecake.
And everybody that's up here, and Maya, the Maya, that's my girl, man. She
yes.
She believed in me, and I believed in her when I first met her, and she allowed me to speak things into her to manifest some of her ideas. She's a very smart, intelligent woman. Hold on, they walking.
No, you're good.
Just one, yeah.
Communication and conversation, like you're saying, discreet, it goes a long way. Because again,
definitely. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. We hear you perfectly. We appreciate everybody tapping him back in. Jay's back, but it's we were just saying, Jay's communication and conversation. Like you don't literally survive in the environment that you have for 36 years without understanding when to, for the lack of a better way, pick and choose your battles, even if you choose to have any battles, right? Because it's man, you gotta live. You gotta live, bro. And shout out to Maya, as you were talking about, real quick, before we have to step away.
So one day we were sitting in her storefront. We sitting in there, and because she collect art and she sell art, and she also has a magazine. So I'm sitting. I used to always be live with her, like this type, not live, but what's this called? Video chat with her. And
video
chat.
chat.
I see all this space, and I used to be like, do you make money in there? She was like, no. I said, look, I got a couple of dollars put up. Let me help you turn that into what she call a boutique.
Yep.
Within a month, about a month and a half later, she had her boutique up and running, and a whole bunch of people came out and they celebrated our grand opening. And then that was March of this year. Then Mother's Day came. I said, look, let's do something again. Let's do something for Mother's Day. We did something for Mother's Day. A lot of people showed up. So the thing is this, because a lot of people, they was like surprised on how could somebody in prison do this. Remember, I told I
That
am
is
not.
something I've noticed. The amazing things people can do in prison that I've realised in the last 3 months is just like, what? I didn't realise they could do all this shit. Do you know what I mean?
And that's why I was going with that. Is that only you can limit yourself.
Yes.
I didn't limit myself at all. I told myself, look, I could do anything. I just because I'm trapped in these four walls, that don't mean that I can't actually operate from here. So what I do, I put a good team of people around me. I can't do everything, but see, I might be the Kobe of the Lakers, but somebody else is the Shaq of the Lakers. Somebody else is the Robert Horry back when he'd probably just do the last shot of the game because he was good at the last few seconds. Or Rick Fox. But everybody plays a position in my life just like I play a position in their life. It's a give and take thing. So then you got King Measle. I got the King Measle. He's out of Canada. He's one of my biggest supporters, man. He literally travels the world. He travels a lot in like Asia and all them areas, and he get all these rappers from all these countries that come together and do music with him.
Yo, that discreet.
Yeah, he's taught me a lot of stuff. So these are the team of people that I have in my life. These are the team of people that keeps me going every day and not giving up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
not giving up. Do not give up.
They look up to me. I look up to them, and I can't do nothing to where they're gonna be like, "Wow, this is what we sacrificed ourselves for." Or even if it's just time, or sending money to me, or whatever it may be, like this is so I can't let them down.
Yo.
I feel
that's
the same.
A breath of fresh air, bro. That's a breath of fresh air. You saying that, bro? Like anybody
and it's like
saying
the further you go, the more committed you are as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you're
like,
vested at that point.
Now.
It's like that good old story, like that gold digger, right? That's digging for gold for like 12 months, right? Digging. After 12 months, decides to go away. Right? Decides to go away. Somebody comes behind that motherfucker, digs for like 2 days, strikes this big mountain of motherfucking gold. Yo, you put the time in. You had the belief. You started this for a reason. You got to keep going. You got to see this shit through until you can't no more. And I want to say two things real quick. Number one, Jay, bro, like that is the best advice that you could give anybody ever. It takes a team because everybody plays their part. All right. I always tell people, like, because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an investor. Like right now, things aren't the greatest, but we barter our way through life at this point. We got like 7 different things going because that's the life that we chose, right? But we got the right people to put ourselves in that scenario in life. But there's going to be points when it's up, right? But it's ebbs and flows. So the team is important. Another thing I want to say to anybody watching out here right now, and discreet, this comes from what you said when you're just like, man, I just couldn't realize XYZ because it's a completely different world in the UK and USA, right?
Bro, UK to the USA, it's a totally different world.
Yo, people in prison are just in one place for a long time. They're not motherfucking handicapped. Some of them might be, but they're just in a place. Doesn't mean their mind doesn't stop working. Like come on, look at talking to Monster Yo, who was in solitary for 17 years.
Monster Yo,
and look
Jay,
what he's done. Another great
changed
example
my perception.
Of that. So blessed up to you, bro, because you don't let that shit, Jay, and you clearly, from getting to know you in the time that we had aside from this conversation, man, like you said it, you want to be an asset to people, you want to help people, and it shows, bro, and you're living it. And to be the light that you are, man, I know for a fact, I know I can say this confidently, you are somebody that gives a lot of people inspiration. You give me inspiration. That's a fucking truth. And all the people that do sadly find themselves in your situation, whether they caught a bum fucking rap or not, they can look at people like you. They can look at people like Monster Yo. They can look at the Prentice Banks of the world and be like, there's a reason. There's a reason. And you're embracing that. So I appreciate the fuck out of you for that
Thank you.
and people like that. You embrace the scenario that you were in and you make it the
Mm.
most beautiful thing that you can. And
It's
man, nothing but fucking respect,
yeah.
bro. For real. Like for real, dude. I know how hard it is to hustle outside, not being stuck in one place for 36 years. That's a challenge. And bro, so man,
I can't
like
imagine.
big respect, bro. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Right, you know, I got
Something.
there's a story behind me and Monsieur as well. Me and Monsieur, we met in solitary confinement.
Man, that's a beautiful human being. I talked to
Yeah,
him
Yeah.
yesterday, as a matter of fact. Was it yesterday,
yeah,
Discreet? I
you
talked to him
had
like
told
two
me,
I
days
yeah,
ago.
think it was,
That's
yeah.
right. I told
I
you.
need to talk to
yeah.
him.
So
I need to talk
we
to him.
met in solitary confinement.
Mm.
I used to write a lot. I used to do a lot of writings, but I never knew how to publish books. This is in like around 2010, and he was my. Well, I had went out to court, and they brought me from court, and they put me next door to him.
Mm.
Now
Mm.
he sent me a book that he had wrote. It was like a poetry type book. So I was
Mm.
so like I've never saw a person who had an actual book, and I was like, how you get it published? Because I got a whole bunch of writings, right? So long story short, me and Monster, they ended up taking me back to the building where they kept the dudes that was in solitary for the rest of their lives. They had us
Mm-hmm.
like they call us the validated ones. So the thing is with us, we had to stay in the solitary units for basically a lifetime.
Mm.
So after I left, the police, what they tried to do, they tried to create division between me and Monsieur. It worked for Monsieur because I'm hearing stuff over in these other shoes. They
Mm-hmm.
call SHU is a security housing unit. So I'm hearing things, and this is 2010, so it was like real bad with us back then. For Monsieur. A year ago, about a year and a half ago, I had did a story and I put a song that he had on it. I didn't even know that was him because I know him as Yo-Yo. I didn't know him.
No.
So I put one of his songs on my on one of my stories, and one of the dudes at the other prison, he was like, "I see you put Monster Yo thing." I said, "Who is Monster Yo?"
Yo-yo.
I'm like, "I don't know Monster Yo." And he was like, "From Long Beach, you got his song, your thing." King Mac, that's my baby brother, King Mac, right there. So, so what I
What up,
did,
King Max? Salute.
as
We
we
appreciate you
talking,
tapping in.
I'm like, "Oh, you talking about Yo-Yo?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "I didn't know him as no monster. I know him as Yo-Yo." Long story short, one day I'm looking at a live, and Monster Yo pop up. I DM'd him like, "Look,
Wow.
I'm at you." So when we talk, I could see he was being apprehensive as we talking. I said, "Something ain't wrong with how he's speaking."
Yeah.
So, long story short, yeah, he was under the impression we was like as soon as we see each other, it's going up.
Damn.
Right. But we passed that. He realized, but the thing is, he realized the system played him against me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell y'all the story. He realized that the
They'll do
system
that.
played him.
They will do that.
Yeah.
If it
To
fits
get
the
what they want.
agenda, well, the story. Like, think about it, bro. Like, think about it. Think like all these like police shows, cop shows, Law and Orders, SUVs, the CSIs,
Yeah.
Discreet. Like, where the fuck you think they get this information from real cases and shit, man? Like,
Bro,
it's
right.
fucked up
Oh yeah, they
because like
do.
I've
these
seen
fucked up
police. I've
scenarios.
seen police chuck drugs in people's cars.
Yes,
Till
Yeah.
I actually seen it,
bro.
it was
That's a
like, no way,
daily
they
over here in
really do that
America,
shit.
bro. A daily, bro. Like,
It's
come
fucked up.
on.
It's fucked up.
Right. Right. You're right. So yeah,
It is.
but we ran back into each other, and we just laughed it off. Like, yeah, if you're not careful, you could get caught up in the games. Because the thing is this: back then he was terrorizing, so they needed to put him in a different part of the shoe that where we were at. Where we were at, you wasn't getting back out. You was back there, and you were stuck. And they
Yeah.
need to connect him to one of us who was already validated, so they could put him back there with us. Because back
Yep.
there, it was there was dudes back there in solitary for 20, 30 years. I did 9. They started letting us out after we started doing the hunger strikes, though. Once we started doing the hunger strikes,
Mm-hmm.
They
a
got to
couple
do
of people
something.
died, sacrificed their life. But that's when they started letting us out.
Hmm.
But, me and Maceo, we actually been doing a lot of work together, just trying to get the word out there to the youth, man, like change up because there's
Yes.
nothing in here. This is like this yard is full of violence, it's full of misery,
Mm.
and those who want to do right, it's kind of hard because a lot of them have certain type of homeboys that's going to make them do wrong every time.
Yep.
It's just a mix up here, a mix up of craziness, and that's the way the system is. And I'm only here to try to. I guess I just trying to be the voice for the voiceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you have a platform anytime you want it here, bro. If we have the time,
Yeah.
it's yours, bro. Like real talk. What's the outlook for you? I mean, you got
Yeah.
36
I was going
now.
to ask the same.
What's your long-term outlook? Where are things for you right now? Because I know especially a lot of individuals such as yourself who's catching raps like that, especially as a juvie
Mm-hmm.
in Cali with the new laws obviously that it came out. There's some things that might be able to be done. So where things at with you overall as far as your future?
Well, I supposed to be going to parole board next month, but
Okay.
so the psych they do psych evaluations before you go to the parole board.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the psych say, the parole board usually go with. The psych is hired by the board, so usually they're going to
Mm-hmm.
accept the
Yep.
board here.
Yep.
I had COs several years ago, some of the officers, write to the parole board if there's anybody that need to be out of prison is Jay Burton.
Damn. Yes.
They overlooked all that. The psych who come and visit you for about 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes, probably an hour, whatever. After she or him, well, usually be females, but after they get through talking to you,
Yeah.
about a week or two later, you'll get their report. And they got
Yeah.
3 conditions. You got a high risk, medium risk, or low risk. The parole board only will parole usually low risk,
Yeah.
meaning that you have a low risk of committing crimes and all this other stuff. She gave me another high risk. I got a high risk in 2017. They gave me parole denial for 7 years. So here it is with me. I got another high risk.
Well,
And
how have they come up with that shit? I've
You
been
know what?
talking to you for 40 minutes. What? How long have we been on? This guy is not high risk. What
No,
the fuck
no,
are you
I'm not.
talking about?
King Mizzo is right on it, man. Because the
How are
ones
you
that
high
ran.
risk, Joe? That's
Here's the
fucking.
deal, discreet. Whatever happened so many years ago, it's either there's someone still attached to it that has influence over Jay's incarceration,
I'm telling you now. I've
or
known this guy
or
for
and
40 minutes. He's not high risk.
well, and or discreet. We talked about this before. A lot of people don't realize, especially when it's privatized, that
Mm.
prison in America is a business.
It is.
I know.
It's
I
like
know.
having it's like I used to work in
It's bullshit, though. It's just,
senior care, or like
makes me
dementia
angry.
care, assisted living. So numbers are important to the business, right? It's
Yeah.
a very good analogy, honestly. I lived in it for 5 years. I was an executive director, sales director. I saw the fucked up shit, man. Like I quit during COVID because the way they were treating these people, I was like, yo, I can't be a part of this shit. Like these are
Mm.
human fucking beings. And I rang the bell because again, these are human beings, elderly who saw 90 years old, older, eight. Like fuck that shit. Call me was I'll give a fuck what you call me. These are human fucking beings, man. But
Right.
here's the important, well, equally as important as what I'm about to say, discreet or reiterate at least. It's a fucking business, bro. So you know what? If
I
somebody
know.
says we got to
It's
keep
sad.
inmate number, because let's be real, the people up there, they're not saying let's look at Jay Burton. They're looking at inmate number, whatever his
Yeah.
number is, and they're saying, well, now that motherfucker's keeping the books where we like them right now. We need a
Mhm.
proper head count. Otherwise, we're in trouble. We're not going to get our bonus. We're not going to get our motherfucking gold star. Blah, 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 blah. So it's fucked up. It's fucked up
Mm.
politics, bro. That's
You know,
why, discreet.
you're absolutely right. See, discreet in
Mm.
America, incarceration is a business.
Mm. It's sad
In,
to just hear people say
other
that.
European nations, imprisonment is not a business. They
No.
don't want you in prison. They want you on the street being productive.
Mm.
America, they make money off this. They make a lot of. They make billions off this. and they found
I
a way
can't
to
get my head around it. Why are you doing this to real human people if they're
because
innocent?
it's about money. If it wasn't about money, it wouldn't be.
But then
It wouldn't
again,
be. I wouldn't be here. I
the
wouldn't be talking to you
government's
guys about
profit, the
and down.
government's profit off dead people, don't they? So I'm not surprised they profit off putting people in prison.
Well,
Put
let
it
me
this
explain
way.
something.
Oh, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Let me explain how it works. They say all the businesses in America, they was sending business outside the country and all this where cheap labor is at, right? But they also send it in the prisons. See, when you send your business to the prison, I'm only working for like about 10 cents an hour. So you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to. It is not a crime for you to put your business in a prison and get my labor for sometime for free, probably 10 cents an hour. But if you put that same job on the street, each state has minimum
That
wages
part.
set
Yeah.
for a reason. If you on the street, you cannot give people on the street under minimum wage. That's slave wages. It's illegal.
Yeah,
That's why you got companies. That's why you got companies that pay people under the table because they
Mm-hmm.
don't pay on the table. They ain't. Yeah. But the thing is
Yep.
this. But in prison, if you look at the amendment, or the 13th Amendment, slavery is illegal unless you're duly convicted and
Didn't
you're in
know
prison.
that. I did not know that. That's fucked up.
Yes, that's the key to it. Once you understand that about the Constitution outlaws slavery in America. But if you're in prison, that's how they decide. That's how they make their money. Because
Yep.
there is no laws that protect me like it protects people on the street.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to working, I can work
Makes sense.
12, 13 hours a day and not get nothing. But it's legal.
Yeah.
On the street,
Yep.
they're not gonna allow that on the street.
No.
And
No, they're not
think
gonna allow
about
that.
this. I saw this recently, and I still have to do my research on this. So people, this is something I saw. It has to be verified. But what happened in America around 1865? Slavery was abolished, right? Okay. 1865 is about, this is what I saw. So like I said, I got to do some research on this. 1865 is when like the official police came about. So essentially, it got another name. It got rebranded, y'all. Guess what? Guess what rebrands when they need some juice? Businesses rebrand. So, yeah, I'm gonna take the position, hypothesizing at the moment. Okay, people, I'm hypothesizing that slavery rebranded in 1865. And discreet to long and short answer your question, because there's so much information that goes into this motherfucking answer right now, although it is so black and white, is because slavery is still existent in America, bro. That's why discreet, because people are making people are profiting off of other human beings, dog.
I know.
That's sick.
And I want to add something to that. And what they do.
Please do.
You can understand how the system works. The system, they put working class whites, not rich whites, because they're the 1%. They put the working class, pit them against blacks and other people. Oh, the blacks is coming taking everything from y'all. So what they do, they keep us at each other. So we won't pay attention to the 1% that runs everything, that's dictating everything. And so that's why we all walking around with blinders on and we making these emotional decisions. Because if you take these blinders off and start realizing the 1% is tricking all of us.
Yeah.
They're the ones that stand to make all the money, that makes all the decisions, that corrupts everything about the system.
Yeah.
Once you understand that, and then people start seeing like, okay, that's what this based on. You got to understand capitalism. Capitalism works a little bit, but it don't work for everybody. Capitalism is about big me, little you. You got to have them systems for capitalism to work. So what they do, they made in America, they made what you call a middle class.
Yeah.
The middle class. But in my belief, I don't believe there's a middle class. I believe it's a poor, rich.
Well,
Either
you're right.
poor or you're rich.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it
And the
this way,
thing
Jay. I
is, so
think
they make the middle class. So if you listen to politicians, they say, "Oh, we're gonna do this for the middle class. We're doing this for the middle class." Wait a minute,
there is
why
no
you supposed
middle
to do
class.
everybody?
It's a made up thing. Because think about this.
Mm.
I saw the other day that if you have $1,000 or more, like liquid in your bank account right now, you are richer than 75% of the United States population right now. Think about that. That's crazy. The
Yeah.
average rent out this motherfucker right now is probably about $1,000 or so. That's
Mm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Let alone if you have a mortgage or some shit out here,
So
man.
another thing, like my boy King Measles said, class war. See, people, like a lot of my
Culture.
people, we
Yep.
get caught
Culture
up in the
wars.
racism.
Culture.
We get caught
I
up in the
firmly
racism.
believe that. Yep.
It's about classism. Classism is way larger than racism. We
Yep.
got,
Yeah.
we got to understand what's going on. It's classism. You either part of this class or you're part of this class. You ain't
Socioeconomically, religion, color, skin,
everything. Yeah.
dialect.
It's yeah.
Yo, I
Classism.
firmly believe. I firmly believe
Yeah.
that. So much so, 2 years ago, I came up with an album concept exactly about that. Everything you just said. Discreet's got that in his fucking 2 years ago, bro. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
firmly believe that, bro. Because think about it right now, all the bullshit we're going on with Trump. Like every other day, this Epstein files. There's another distraction about the Epstein files. So again, the trickery. Man,
Yeah.
Right.
you ain't tricking people no more, man. You ain't tricking
Right.
people no more. Like, come on.
Right.
People are
It's the
waking
same
up.
thing. It's the same exact thing.
Mm.
Like,
You
same
wake,
fucking thing. The
and you
smoke and
waking
mirrors
up,
are going to
but
only last so long. Come on.
you waking up, but in a lot of cases, it's too late.
Yeah.
In a lot
Yeah.
of cases, not all cases, but you
Yep.
waking up too slow. Look, it's
Yep.
time for us to come together and start realizing that,
Yep.
wait a minute, y'all been putting us against these people for the longest, and we don't have nothing against white Americans.
No.
We don't have nothing against you guys.
No.
Nope.
We
I.
are,
Yeah.
we forgive and we don't trip. We move forward. But that 1% gonna keep people looking at certain people in different ways.
Well, it's like the good old
Because
saying, like, you
Agenda
don't.
going.
they need to keep the distraction going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. That's
Just like you
exactly
said,
what it is.
after 18, after 1665, was that 1665? After that,
1865. Yep.
there were no police.
Yep. There might have been like sheriffs or
Uh,
shit, but there were no such thing as
There
police
were no such thing
until
police.
1865 happened. Like I said, I got to go I'm going to go, but from the source that I saw, it seemed pretty little fucking legit, and it didn't seem too coincidental either.
No.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
man. I know it's getting a little past time. We're always gonna give everybody the final words. Jay, how you doing on time? You good your way?
I only got a few minutes left because
All right. Yep.
yeah,
No, no, I'm with you. All right. So why don't we do this then? Discreet. Any final words? We're gonna start winding down here. I know you got to get yourself to sleep too, bro.
Yeah.
It's late for you.
Do you know what? I have got a few questions, but I think I'm going to hit Jay up sometime over the next. Well, I'm off for 10 days from Friday. I'm going to hit you up, Jay.
right. Okay,
If
cool.
that's cool with you,
That's
because I've
cool.
got loads of questions.
I just followed you, so it's good. So I'm sure
Cool.
you can
Yeah,
give me.
I'm following you anyway, so yeah, I'm going to have to hit you up because we haven't got time now. There's too much I want to say.
Well, like we said earlier, Jay, our platform is always open to you, bro.
Definitely.
Anything new pops, anything that you want to share with the people, and on an additional platform, you've got me and Discreet, or at least one of us. Anytime that makes sense for you, bro. That's real talk. You're
Mm,
family, dog. You're a family member here.
exactly.
Doors always unlocked, bro. It's all love here. And again, people, share this out. I'm gonna share this as a reel right afterwards. I'm going to put it up on our YouTube channel, the We Outside Live podcast channel, where it will live forever. So make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend, open that door, tell the others. We outside. That's all I got to say. Jay, it's your
Yeah.
show today, bro.
Thank
So
you,
we're going to
Jay.
let you have the final words, and then we're
Yeah.
going to close the door on all you outsiders out here today.
Well, what I just want you guys to know, thank you for letting me grace your platform. Hopefully, some people got something out of this, some jewels up out of this to take and give to the next person. Because I'm telling you, no matter where you at in life, we all are in prison in some kind of way. Try to find a way to get yourself out them prisons so you can better your life and you can help others. And that's where I can close off, because like I say, a lot of times I don't make these things about me
No.
because I'm a page now. It's about, giving back to the other people that need this information. hopefully you could, hopefully everybody can do something with this information. And
Should
I
be
end
able
with
to.
Jay, we appreciate the time, bro, that you afforded us today, man. Very, very much. Again, doors always open. We'll definitely talk offline. Open invitation, bro. You have a beautiful rest of your day.
Yeah,
Everybody that tapped in, we appreciate y'all. Share this message. We do this Saturdays, Sundays, Wednesdays, and maybe more days going forward. Y'all just have
yeah,
to stay tuned and find the fuck out. But we got X-Rated coming out and talking about Put the Guns Down, a world epidemic. It's not a movie, it's a movement. Y'all need to tell everybody out there about that too. There's powerful knowledge,
exactly.
and this is only episode 1. We got 11 more episodes at a bare minimum to go. So
Yeah,
X-Rated is a cast member in this film and documentary, so we're going to talk to him on Saturday. We got Little Six, who is also from Sacramento, a dope artist, the Prince of Darkness. He's been with us before, last October, September. He's
and
joining
he
us for
can
the second
flow.
time. Man, true story. So
Yeah.
appreciate y'all. Jay, thank you so much. We
Thank you,
appreciate you.
Jay.
And we will catch up soon. Discreet, you have a good night, bro.
Cheers, man.
All right, man. Peace.